What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am so excited to be filming yet another new makeup video. This video is filled with first and second impressions, and I'm just excited to see so many good things that have either been chilling in my collection for a little while waiting to be tested, or things that I just recently got and I cannot wait to put them on my face, which is why they became in the collection of products that I decided to feature for you all. I am so excited to not only film this, but my video that I'm going to be filming in just a few minutes. So without further ado, if you're interested in seeing how I created this full face, let's just get into it. Hey guys, so I'm so excited. It has been quite some time since I have been able to hop on camera when the sun was still up. So I am giving you guys natural lighting today. So excited. Let's dive into it. So first I'm going to be trying my Tinted Prime Perfect Primer Stick. I hauled this in my 21 Days of Beauty sale haul. And so what I'm going to do is just kind of glide this along my T-zone, and then I will kind of smooth it out if I feel like it. I don't really feel like it needs it, to be honest. It feels like it kind of just immediately melted into my skin, which is good, definitely good, and I'm definitely not mad at it. So I got a new foundation brush and I got a new foundation. So super excited for that. I will have everything listed and linked down below, especially the new items, but like literally everything. Okay, so this was actually sent to me from Influencer and Too Faced. So of course, thank you to both the brand and the organization for connecting me to this brand. This has 30 SPF and it is basically a tinted skin moisturizer. So this is in the shade Chai. And I'm very excited. So I've already gone through a full bottle of the normal Born This Way foundation, and because I have so many foundations, I figured I shouldn't buy another, but honestly nothing is going to stop me. I'm very intrigued by quite a few foundations, so I'm probably going to be buying a couple probably by the time this video even comes up. But this is what it looks like on my hand. It does look quite a bit warmer than my undertone, but generally I can still pull them off. I'm just going to shake it just to make sure, and I need to pull out a concealer, but I can do that next. So I think what I'm gonna do is just do the back of my hand. I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers do this where they put things on the back of their hand and they kind of rub it in, and then they kind of apply it with whatever method they tend to do. And I don't know, I want to try it now myself, so we're gonna try it. I feel like it's messy, but like maybe ultimately, from what I could hear, people were saying they got better coverage. So like I said, this is a tinted moisturizer, so I would assume at the height I could get medium coverage, and that's perfect for me. I do like a good medium coverage. And so yeah, it's okay. To me, it does look like in person it is blending into my skin tone, and it's kind of like auto filtering, like filtering into the right undertone. I don't know how it's pulling on camera, but it does not look bad, although I don't see all that much coverage. And it might just be the application method. I did just use a brush. This is the first time I have tried this product, so bear with me on that. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more coverage in certain areas. Specifically here, that's my little workout war wound, if you will. I do like a little bit of coverage added from my foundation, and then I feel like I always fail to do that area in the first application. So let's just reapply those. I know a lot of people don't like to bring their foundation as high up as I do, but I don't know, it just works for me. I also don't put a lot of concealer or foundation in general. I do tend to blend it out really well, so I think it kind of works. I don't know why I put more foundation there. I think it just looked from my end like it wasn't applied. Yeah, I think you can clearly see the undertone difference. I have more of a neutral undertone, and this is pulling a lot warmer on my skin tone. But I'm still going to give this the amount of wear and time and see how it goes. I could definitely still pull this off. Let's see how it fully comes together once I get my powder and my concealer and all of that. And just to stick with something that I know, lately I've been reaching for my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Concealer. So that's the one I'm going to go ahead and apply. And I think this could help kind of correct a little bit that undertone situation. And although I don't usually do that, I'm going to just put just a tad bit out here. Once again, I'm just trying to correct the undertone a little bit more than I normally do. Oh, and I didn't say, like I said, this is a new brush. This is from Sigma Beauty. This is their Round Kabuki or F82. And I will do my best to have all of my tools down below that I recommend. And I will actually be testing out both of my new Sigma brushes today. So most likely I'm going to recommend it. I love Sigma's quality, especially for synthetic brushes. And the fact that they give a warranty is just nice. Okay, I feel like that really did help. I don't know if it helped with coverage wise, but that was honestly always a annoyance for me when it came to the Charlotte Tilbury. Because it's so light, it looks like it's not really covering. So I usually can get away with it with other product combinations, but with this one I feel like the combination is just so far apart, it's a little bit hard. A product that I've already tried but I haven't tried on camera is from Milk Makeup, and this is their Sculpt Stick and Shimmer. And because of the shade that I actually picked up, it actually pulls warmer on my skin tone than the actual bronzer that I picked up, which pulls cooler on my skin tone. So I'm going to be using this more as a bronzer and that as more of a contour. And so because of that, I've really been trying to get my opinions on this particular product. I will say that for me, those plastic tops destroy the tops of that product for me. I destroyed that product very similar to how the other one, so I don't like that, especially for how little product we get in the packaging. But otherwise, I think that this product blends nicely. And it definitely has a warm undertone, at least compared to my skin tone. You can see it was like kind of a stripe of red all throughout where I applied it. I will say that I feel you have to blend quite quickly or decently quickly with that product because it does kind of have a drier consistency, and if you let it sit too long, I feel like it's going to set. That said, I think if you are somebody who has a drier skin type, you actually might not have to set that. I have oily skin, well, combination skin, so I'm oily in my T-zone, normal on the perimeter, so I always set my face. But I think that could be a bronzer that you don't have to set, but that will honestly very rarely be something that I ever test. So I do have a couple more cream products, but I tend to prefer to put those types of creams on top. So we're going to go ahead and set. And for my setting powder today, I'm going to go ahead and just keep rocking with my Too Faced Peach Perfect. I'm so close to finishing this powder and I don't have a new one. So I just want to go ahead and keep working on this particular product. Okay, so I feel like that really mattified me. Although the foundation and everything I felt was giving a lot more of radiance, but my under eyes I think look terrible today, which is why I don't particularly love that Charlotte Tilbury. It might also be just a bad shade, but like to me it just looks very dark and I don't really have dark under eye circles. But we're gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna really quickly just apply some bronzer. Since I'm not leaving the house, I'm gonna go ahead and use this baby, but if I was, I would be kind of mixing this with, I would just mix this with a different bronzer. But since I don't have any bronzers powder to test, we're just gonna go ahead and work with this. And this is the Makeup Revolution Sculpting Bronzer in Enrobe. I do not believe they still have this in their catalog, but if they do, I will have it down below for you guys. But I have so many different blushes, so many. So I picked up the Butterfly Powder Blush from Too Faced, no, from Benefit. Very excited for this, and this might be the one that I choose because it works with my top. My top is very, very warm, floral, cute. This is the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. Very excited for this. So many people are raving and like promoting this as like the only blush you need. So I want to try that. And then this is the Too Faced product I have. I picked up the Too Faced Cloud Crush in the shade Tequila Sunset. I don't remember why or when I picked this up, to be honest. This has been sitting around for a little while, but I want to try this as well. It doesn't look as dark as I thought, so I don't think I'm going to try this one today. I think I'm going to save this for another day. And now it's just the difference between these two. Let's try them both and then maybe we'll mix them at the end. Like I said, I'm not leaving the house, so I don't mind looking a little crazy. I just need to find a brush. Okay, so we're gonna use this. This happens to be, I think, a Chikuhodo. Yeah, this is a Chikuhodo cheek brush. I'm gonna go into the Benefit shade first. Like I said, this is in the shade Butterfly, and it picks up quite a bit of product. I forgot my cream blush. It's okay. It's okay. We'll just skip that today. So that's really, really pretty. It picks up a lot more on camera than it does in person, at least from my perspective. Where my mirror is, I can I can't really see it. Let me pull a bigger mirror to see if I can see it. Maybe it was just the size of the mirror, and this mirror doesn't have... Oh, okay, I can see it now, and it looks like just a streak of shimmer. Okay, all right. So that's interesting. I did not know there was a shimmer in this, which I guess is my fault. I mean, you can clearly see it kind of looks like there's a shimmer running through this, but that's not honestly what I was expecting. I was expecting a lot more pigment to come off of this blush, but it truly looks like a shimmer with a light like wash of orange in the background, and it's more of a gold shimmer. So I'm just gonna wipe this brush off really quickly. I'm gonna use my cleaner spray from the Sephora brand as well to help me with that. Okay, and now I'm gonna just try on the Essence. This one is in the shade Bold Heart. I believe this is the darkest, so I figured this would be my best chance of getting a really good application with this brand. So I'm just gonna try it on this cheek. And it's not really showing up in person. I think once again in camera, it is picking it up, but in person it is very, very faint, and it's like a faint kind of mauvey pinky tone. If I had to choose between the two, I would actually honestly choose this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of even out the shades just for sanity's sake. Plus I'm going to be filming a couple videos today, so I'm just going to go back and forth and just kind of work both products in. I think that there is a place for both, but so far, first impressions, because I haven't tried either of these products previously, I would say I would choose the Benefit for a darker skin complexion, especially if you like your blush to show up, obviously. If you're a darker skin complexion and you don't mind something more subtle, and maybe you even want something that's more kind of opaque color, then I would go for this. If you don't mind something that's a little bit less opaque but still provides you some beautiful sheen with that gold kind of I wouldn't say glitter, but maybe shimmer running through it, then I would say this. So I'm just gonna kind of now go back and forth, and yes, I apply a lot of blush. I like a lot of blush. I think it's time to move on. Like I said, I was gonna try the nude sticks again, but we'll leave that for another day. Sorry, my allergies are going crazy. So let's try, oh, I was supposed to put this on. So I'm gonna put on really quickly this NARS lip balm. This is just a lip balm that I got for my birthday gift, and I just never tried it. And I've never tried the NARS lip balm formula. So I just want to put this on very quickly just to give my lips some moisture before I go in with my actual lip products. And yeah, it feels like a nice little balm. I could easily throw this in like a little small clutch and be good to go. So very happy with that. Now let's go ahead and continue on. I do want to go ahead and try this cream highlighter again from Unearthly. This is in the shade Gilded, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and just apply. I think I did it with my finger last time. I genuinely don't remember, and I want to kind of apply this so it just kind of blends in with my already kind of glowy cheek. And this will be the side that you guys can really see the color, the application, all of that. I think this is a really interesting product, and I definitely think that it really works for my skin tone, specifically the color. Is this better than my Merit? I genuinely don't think so, just because of what I look for, but I am really enjoying it. And when it comes to liquid cream highlighters, I think this is one of the best. Since we're already doing Unearthly on the highlighter round, let's go ahead and continue on testing out their highlighter palette. I believe I've only tried 2 of the shades, and I just got to clean off yet another brush. This one is the Power Sculpt from Sigma, and this is their F44. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean that off. It hasn't fluffed out, but I can't wait for it to do so. So I believe I tried the shade Comet prior. I think I'm gonna try Synthwave. This looks a little bit more maybe neutral, who knows, but I just want to kind of lightly kind of apply it and also blend it out. What I will say is that you can clearly see the difference in where my highlighter, my blush that's glowy as well, all of that, where it begins and ends. So I'm just gonna buff a little bit with my powder brush just to kind of hopefully get that to kind of meld in just a little bit more. I like the products. I like the glowiness. I just feel like they haven't melted. And just to help with that, I'm also going to go ahead and use my setting spray. I'm just going to use what is left of my Milk makeup. I am almost done. I think this is going to be the last application that I can do. So let's see. Yeah, absolutely. It was sputtering up a storm, and it usually does not sputter like that, but I can't get a better feel for that product. Alrighty. And it's still, I still have dots all over. Oh dear. I'm just gonna push those dots in with my foundation brush. This is now going into my empties. A lot has been going on. Let's keep the train rolling, shall we? I think that I had enough of that lip balm, especially in combination with the foundation. It was just a lot. So we're gonna take that off and we're gonna prep my lips. Now for lip liner, today I'm gonna go ahead and use my Makeup Revolution Americano Brown just to line my lips. Okay, so my lips are fully lined with my Americano Brown from a Makeup Revolution. Now for, I think, the main lip product, I may throw on another one as well because I have so many lip products to try out. I've already tried a different shade in this formulation, but I want to go ahead and try this one as well. This is from Romand, and this is one of their lasting water tints. Now, if you have been interested in the rare beauty lip oils, a lot of people are comparing it pretty much to this type of product from the K beauty world, and I have this one in the shade Vintage Ocean. If I can remember, I'll put on the screen the other shade that I've tried. I did like that one. That was more of a normal, a more neutral tone. I think this one is going to be slightly brighter, and so I filled in my lips because this doesn't give a lot of pigment, but it does give a nice amount of sheen. So let's just apply. Okay, so this is still, I would say, a more neutral tone, but I think it pulled a little bit more browny because of my brown lip liner. Like I said, this doesn't give a lot of pigment. Let me swatch it so you guys can see. So you see how it's very kind of clear. It's like a lightly tinted product, and it really does feel pretty much like water going on your lips. I would say that it kind of dries down, and when it does, or kind of not even dries down, but it wears away, and once it does leave a slight tint, but because I do tend to line my lips, you really don't see a lot of that tint. I will try to like wear it one day so you guys can see with my natural lip color and this, because I think it could be a beautiful like a popsicle type effect with this product, and I'm pretty sure that's why it was originally created. So we have to do the brows, and I have quite a few brow products to showcase in that regard. So I got some more brow products, and these I got from Yes Style, very similar to that glass tint that I just showed you all. And first, I did get a brow pencil. Now, this is from the brand Romand as well. This is their Hand All Sharp Brow Pencil. And I have this in the shade, why is this in the shade Classic Gray? I did not order gray. Well, okay, so like I said before, I think my camera cut off. Unfortunately, this brow pencil was sent to me in Classic Gray. I don't see me ever ordering that, but this is what I have. So I am just going to go ahead and do my brows just as I normally do. I did get a brow pencil, a brow pen, and what else did I get? I think that's it for the brows. Yeah. So what I will do is I will use the brow pencil. I will use my normal like gel from Too Faced, and then I will try the pen from this brand, or from whatever brand I picked up, and we'll do one brow on camera so you guys can see. And yeah, so far I like the fact that this is a cool tone. I'm not sure this color is going to blend well with my brows though, but we will try. I don't think that's bad. Like, it's definitely not my favorite, but it's not bad. It's feeling on the level of the one brow pencil that Lauren Mae Beauty loves. I ended up buying from BoxyCharm, and I hated. It was a little bit more waxy than this one. This one's not nearly as waxy, so I think I can get away with the mismatch color, but let's go ahead and apply my gel. I've scraped off the excess. Okay, yeah. Now you can really see the difference in the tone of this brow pencil and my actual brows. You can see this is clearly a gray, as the box said. And I clearly am not, I don't have gray brow hairs. So I don't know how much use I'm going to really be able to get out of this, although the formula was really, really nice. And yeah, I didn't have any problems other than the color. The color just does not work. But one thing that I have already tried, and I think I can make this whole brow situation work because of it, is the Tinted brow pencil pen that I got. And I have this in the shade, it's #gray brown, but this I've used before. This one actually has 3 prongs at the tip instead of just a normal kind of pencil, or not a pencil, a normal like brush tip. This has 3 different prongs, and so that has been interesting. I've only tried this once before, and I felt like it really made an impact on my brows. This is quite, I would say, pigmented, and yeah, I would say honestly it's even quite kind of semi-permanent, right? Because once you do it, if you mess up, you're kind of stuck with it. But what it does with the three prongs, I feel like, is it actually grabs each individual hair or kind of a cluster of hairs and really makes sure to coat those hairs instead of kind of filling in imaginary hairs. So if you don't have hair in the area that you're applying, such as the front that I like to kind of extend just a bit and kind of over exaggerate, I would say not to kind of brush that section in until you've let the product actually dry, because otherwise it will just kind of wipe away, as you saw me just do. Because like I said, this is only the second time I've used this product. So what I'm gonna do is just replicate everything I did on my left brow, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and prime with my Sigma eye base. This is just in the shade Earthen, and then I will come back and we will do an eye look and everything else. But yeah, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I kind of ended up just doing my whole left eye on accident. I had primed my right eye, but I just want to make sure that there's fresh primer on. And yes, there is. I accidentally got arm tied, I guess, with the hand that had my mascara and the hand that was holding my eyeshadow palette, aka my mirror. So yes, there's mascara blob on my cheek. I hope to goodness that once I let it dry fully, I can just fluff it right off, but we're gonna ignore that, and I'm gonna show you guys what I did today. I'm actually using the Inspired palette by Adept Cosmetics. I feel like this was like limited edition and never coming back, so that's why I decided I was going to use this one instead of the other palettes that I have, because if it's not limited edition, I'm trying to do 3 looks on some of my favorite brands, and by the time I got this, it just, to me, it just was not the time. I didn't have the time to do a 3 looks, and it also didn't make sense. But basically, I'm just going about my business and not telling you guys what I'm doing. I'm taking Cypress Vanch, and I'm taking a very fluffy brush and just kind of packing and fluffing it all in this front half of my crease. And I need to kind of do some more with this palette in particular to tell you guys how I feel about this particular shade. It's not as bright as I would enjoy or wish, but it might be the primer, it might be the shade of the primer, so many different variables. So I'm not going to take it too much to heart. Then I'm going into James Holder, which I was hoping to be kind of this mustard type shade, but it actually deepens up quite a bit on this primer and when I apply it. And I'm doing kind of an artsy but structured look. So that front is just really fluffed out and really kind of wherever, whereas this part of my look is going to be very structured. It's gonna have this like angled point, and yeah, so we're just gonna build the more structured part of this eye look, and I am just gonna kind of bring this over so that they connect. The goal isn't for them to blend together. The goal isn't for them to be even. I want this to kind of clearly be higher in, basically into my brow, and for this one to be very structured and kind of start and stop, other than of course it being blent. But yeah, I just want them to kind of meet so that there's no point in my lid that doesn't have eyeshadow in that particular region. And then I'm going to slightly blend this color or fill this color into that outer V, but I will be deepening out that whole area with yet another shade. And we're going to try to kind of cover up that middle concealed area that I just don't like. Then I'm taking an extremely small pencil brush. This one happens to be the Cleona Cosmetics and Emily Violet Marie collaboration. And then I'm going to go into Edward Ramus, which is this like darkish green. I had assumed that this was going to be the darkest shade, and although I pulled it off, I think that in the future I would kind of switch these two shades in like where they are depth level, but it's okay. So what I'm basically doing with this darker green is just deepening up and saturating this whole look. I am going to take this all along the bottom lash line, and I'm just going to really just make this a smaller version of the structured portion of the other color. I am going to blend this in, and I am going to structure this to have a point. Now, the real difference is once we get to this point, I am going to do my faux liner, and it will all come together, so don't you worry. Now what I'm going to do is take a flat brush. This one happens to be a MAC 242 synthetic. Use whatever. And I'm going to go into the Leo Mueller, I think, shade. I'm sorry, I've never seen this show, so I have absolutely no reference to any of these names. And all of these shades are literally the names. So, and we're just going to apply this in like a fake cut crease action, because I don't want to get rid of the artistic kind of yellow, but I do want to keep the structure of the green. So we're just kind of filling in around that part with this beautiful multi-chrome, and I'm just going to ensure that the structure is good with the green again. And then I'm just going to build up now. The way this eye came out, it's going to look a little different. I got a little sloppy, but it's okay. It is okay. So that's pretty much the eyeshadow look. For the inner corner, I actually used a shade outside of this palette. I picked up one of the About Face like fractal pigments, which is more of their shimmery pigment. Previously, I'd only tried their matte pigments. So what I did is I put a little bit of this shade, which is Fracture. I just put a little bit of that on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to press it into my pencil brush. This one happens to be from BK Beauty. It is the BK Beauty 207, and I'm just going to kind of slowly tap this into the inner corner. Now, this product does dry down quite quickly, so that's why I'm kind of tapping and trying to get it to kind of adhere before it completely dries on my hand, but also in the area. And I want it to kind of just brighten up this inner corner, but because it is more of a cream, it doesn't brighten up what I'm used to, but I still like the aesthetic of this product. I think I actually might add like maybe a highlighter on top just to bring a little bit more, but I really just wanted to play with this particular product, so that's why I did what I did. But it's not bringing as much brightness as I would have hoped. So let's add just a dash of the same highlighter that I have on my cheekbones from Unearthly into the inner corner, which it's Sith Wave right there. Yeah. So you see how much brighter that is compared to this eye. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can definitely tell. And either way, I like the texture and the variety that I created in putting that cream down first. So I'm not mad at all. It also brings a little bit more shimmer in there because there was shimmer in that cream shadow. So we're still not done. We have a couple more steps and then I'll jump off camera. I also picked up a new eyeliner. This one is from Moni, and this is their pencil gel liner. This is a waterproof version, and this is in the shade Mood Heroine. It pretty much is a brown. especially in my waterline, it pulls a little bit kind of just like skin tone fleshy shade. I kind of broke the tip, kind of get that swatch, but I will say it really did apply beautifully onto my waterline and without me tugging, without me doing anything crazy. That said, like I said, this is pretty much a brown, so it pretty much looks like a very normal, natural waterline to me on my skin tone. It's not going to really show that I actually have something in my waterline, even though I do. So it'll be interesting to see how long this lasts, especially because it says it's waterproof. And like I said, it glided beautifully. You guys just saw. So what I'm going to do is just finish up the rest of my look, and then I will come back to talk to you guys about my favorites that I've tried today, because there's so many things that I tried today. Okay, so I played with so many different things. So I'm just gonna grab a couple of highlights that I want to talk about. First and foremost, of course, you guys know I love the Adept Cosmetics formula. So of course, this was definitely gonna be a highlight. I really enjoyed this eye look. I think it's nice and fun, bright. It really plays a little bit off of my top, but also not too much, because I really brought out some greens and stuff, because of course that's the majority of this palette. So very, very happy with that. Eyeliner, where is it? The eyeliner, this applied beautifully. I mean, smooth, opaquely. I'm very excited to see how long this lasts. If this lasts long, I could see this rivaling my LA Girl for like my favorite liner of all time. I don't really have those, but there are a few items that I just live and die on the hill for, and this could definitely be one of them. I actually really also enjoyed this lip balm. I mean, I know it's very basic and I know I don't have it on for very long, but I really did enjoy the actual product, and I can't wait to actually throw this in one of my only few purses that actually don't have a lip product, because the purse is so small. And I think this will be perfect for it. As for the brow tint, I actually think this was really nice. I like how it grabbed my brow hairs, and I think it really helped to accomplish making this brow looking a lot more realistically mine. Than the brow pencil allowed. So very happy with that product. I actually am really happy so far with the foundation, but I wasn't honestly surprised. I loved my Too Faced Born to Glow, or Born That Way foundation previously, so I was not expecting to hate this product, and I'm very, very happy that so far I am enjoying it. Of course, I need to try it a lot more than just this once with all of these products, but these are just a couple of highlights. And then if I had to choose one more highlight, I do believe that this is my preferred blush between the two. I just like that it actually did show up once I actually had a mirror close enough to my eyes with my eyesight. And I liked the sheen and like the sparkle that came off of this. It was more of a sheen, like a golden sheen. So very intrigued to see how this applies with like maybe a more opaque matte orange blush, and then applying this on top. I think that would be really, really pretty. All of the other products I think are great. I don't think I had any fails today, but if I had to choose a couple of products that I would say maybe like keep your eye out to see how I feel about long term, those would be the couple that I would choose. So I would love to hear your opinions on this tutorial. Sound off down below. If there's any product that you've tried and you love, definitely shout out down below. Tell everybody else, and of course tell me, maybe I need to test the product out in a different way to get the same results that you received. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.